What is going on, everybody? We're here and we're live for Geeks and Gamers Daily. It's fucking early in the morning, at least for me. It's late in the morning for Jay, but you know what? We're both here.
Yeah. Yep. I decided to crawl out of the hospital room. Yeah, I got the green screen back up. Too lazy to turn on the video games. Here we are. I think I got one more day of this cold and then I should be okay. I'm at that phase where you're just spitting up mucus unless that means it's getting worse. I don't know. So one of the two things are going to happen. So it's either coming out or it's getting worse.
Well, I think you sound a little better, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I am tired.
The thing that I hate is medicine. I interrupted Ryan again. Here we go. Right off the first minute. Sorry. Maybe I'm on a delay. Probably not.
Go ahead.
It's just the medicine I take, man. I hate that feeling of grogginess all day. I hate it.
Grogu-ness?
Yeah. It's awful.
Grogu-ness.
So if I pass out or fall over, because whatever, just keep the show going and then we'll call the ambulance after.
Yeah. I'm fucking tired. We had the meetup last night. Went really well. We packed that place out. We're like, hey, we need a little bit bigger place. It's fucking packed. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
Didn't get too drunk, but drank a decent amount. So I'm fucking getting too old to do this, running on fucking like 4.5 hours of sleep for like in a drunken 4.5 hours of sleep for like several days straight. I'm just fucking tired. I
did see on your Instagram you met the famous guy that makes sounds.
Well, he's a crazy beatboxer, man.
That is awesome, dude. I was like, what the freak? No way he's here. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was cool. But yeah, I got to meet a bunch of awesome people last night, as always. Some people are like, "What? Listen, you think I'm gonna run around and fucking stream like for 2 hours straight during those things?" I'm talking to people, I'm meeting people. So I did not have time to do a stream last night for sure. But usually Jeremy's the one that's like whipping people. Oh, I gotta do a meetup stream. I just fucking was talking to people and hanging out and chilling. So
it was at a different place, right? It was at a different place.
Yeah. Horseshoe Hideaway or Horseshoe Hideout or something like that. It was cool though. They were good people there. We had a good time. Brought a big crowd. There was a massive freaking line to get in, which was nuts.
That's awesome, man.
Nuts. So, but yeah, good time. I do not like waking up for these streams on the West Coast. I'll say that shit.
I can't imagine. So while you were having a good old time in Vegas, I saw a picture with midgets. I think you took a picture with some midgets too. Seemed like they were having a good time around you. And
doesn't everybody?
Yeah, seems like that was Ryan posted like the most unique pictures. That's the only thing. You don't post a lot, but when you do.
I didn't post that, just by the way.
Oh, really? Are you just like repost or something like that?
I didn't even think I retweeted it, to be honest. I haven't gone through all of them yet. Like, if people tag me and stuff today, I'll try to retweet all the ones if you guys tag me, or I'll share it on Instagram. But yeah, I was tired. So
yeah, while you were in Vegas, we had Star Wars Celebration Japan. And they went live around, I want to say 9 p.m. Eastern time, because Japan, they brought out Hayden Christensen. Their audio was kind of jacked up, and they only had about 30. I think they topped, and if whoever kept watching while I went off, when I was watching, they topped it around 13 to 14,000 watching. It might have gotten bigger as the night went on. They had a lot of technical issues. People couldn't hear. Kathleen Kennedy came out. She didn't call Grogu. She called him Baby Yoda. She made a speech about that. That was interesting.
Well, look, that's whatever. Look,
Dave Filoni was there. Your favorite.
Yeah. So all that was going on, like that was going on basically as I was getting ready for the meetup, right? The meetup started at 7 this time. I got there on 6:15. All that. So I had people like messaging me. I assume you've seen all the Star Wars stuff. I'm like, I ain't seen shit. So I
There you go.
and I saw you had people that are, writing stories for Star Wars, not knowing how to pronounce Darth Plagueis.
Yeah.
Uh, Darth Plagueis. It's like, you dumb fuck. Like, it would be one thing if that wasn't specifically spoken in a movie, a movie that's getting re-released. Uh,
Yeah.
um, yeah, so we'll
Yeah.
go over some of the stuff that came out of there. We did get a trailer for Mando and Grogu, which we can't play because obviously
They haven't
they'll copyright us.
officially released it. But sadly, it appears that the early leaks and rumors are true about the plot of Mando and Grogu. So that's going to be funny.
Yeah. Rod of the Hut and Baby Yoda cuteness shit.
Yeah.
So
Or wherever you would like to begin,
there's
my
one
drunken
thing.
friend.
There's one thing. I do think that the Shawn Levy Ryan Gosling thing, I think that got, a little bit of a pop from people in there. That's something that was announced and is actually going to start shooting, which
Yeah.
is an exception for a lot of these Star Wars projects. And look, I like Ryan Gosling. And I think that Shawn Levy, I don't think Deadpool and Wolverine is a particularly great movie. I think it gave a lot of fans things that they were excited about and entertained people. Shawn Levy also, behind Stranger Things, executive producer for Stranger Things, directed some of those episodes. That's something that relies heavily and pulls your nostalgia from, stuff from the 80s and things like that. That obviously Mass has become a massive, massive hit. Season 5 is going to be nuts when it finally drops. But yeah, it looks like they're actually moving forward with that legitimately, regardless if Mikey Madison wants to actually be in their movie or not. So, but yes, let's hit a couple super chats and then we'll get into some of this stuff as I drink more water. As I drink more water.
It's going to be quite the show. Sick dead man and a drunk sleepy guy.
I'm mostly sleepy. I'm sleepy and dehydrated. It's just the fucking time difference, man. It's like when I'm fucking getting in at 3:30 normal time to do this stream, it's brutal.
I get dehydrated in Vegas just by walking around, being in the freaking desert. Wild. There he goes. Got to have like a gallon of something right next to me the whole time.
All right. Let's get to these. All right. The Masked Marvel. Angry Joe was crying about people being mean to Bella Ramsey for looking like a Downs person in his Last of Us review. Pretty sure he was calling out Ryan. How can you not how can you pretend that she is not that it looks like she's missing a fucking chromosome, right? You can't just pretend that that's not reality. Okay? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't know what to tell you. Like if they cast Jay to play Barack Obama in a fucking biopic, you wouldn't want me to mention that maybe Jay doesn't really look like Barack Obama? Like, is that not something I can say? But when fucking you cast someone to play Ellie from a video game and she looks like she's missing a chromosome and has been beat repeatedly against a wall fucking over and over again, I can't mention that she's just ugly as shit and this isn't a role for her. Come on.
My husband is not a man. It's the best I got.
That's your Barack Obama impression? Bro, one of my favorite things one of my favorite things about the Obama era was how he would speak differently when he was in front of black people. Like he'd start getting all into it. And like we're in a church here. I keep my white voice
mean like
on when I'm
AOC?
talking to white people. Yeah.
AOC changes her the way she talks.
Yeah. I loved when Obama would go full on black voice. It was great. Vloggy Panic and Ryan, can I give you an Uber ride? Are you fucking deaf? Maybe. Lady Aaron D was Brian's Uber driver. Is Lady Aaron D deaf?
I don't think so.
Well, look, I don't trust very many women, period, to drive me.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it was Lady R&D. I don't believe so. Although I don't think I've ever met her in real life. So it could have been, and she could have, she could have fucked me over. I'm not sure.
I don't know. When me and Ryan toured the country a few years back, I think I drove a grand total of 3 hours out of like 30.
It was only because I was like
You were about to
dying.
fall asleep.
I was falling asleep. Yeah.
So I took over at like the 3 a.m. mark till like the sun came. Once the sun came up and woke Ryan up, he's like, "Pull over. I'm getting back in the driver's seat."
I
like,
totally
okay.
prefer to drive. I don't like riding very much. If I'm gonna be in a car, I'd rather be driving in general. But sometimes I can't fucking stay awake, man. And then my fucking sketch. So FNT is 3 hours earlier than it normally is for me too. So after this stream, I need to hop in the shower, and then I'm going because Sheep City and Hora Murata are getting married. So I got to be there at fucking 10:45. FNT, then we got to drive across the city. FNT starts at 1 after that's over. So I don't know what the hell's going to go on today, man. All I know is I'm going to be.
What are you doing tomorrow? Like sleep? And then you catch your flight home, right?
I don't freaking know, man. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
I hope you win 10 grand at the craps table and make it home for Easter. Today is Good Friday, isn't it?
Yeah. It is Good Friday.
Yeah, I wanted to go see King of Kings. I hear that thing is tracking really well. I haven't heard anything negative about that film.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
I might try to like go to the theater and get everybody sick for Easter and watch the movie.
Yeah, I really want to see it too. I really want to see Warfare. The Accountant 2. There's actually a lot of things. I want to see Sinners as well. Not because I was like, oh, I'm really hyped for this or whatever, but I do want to see it. It's something different that's out there, so I want to give my thoughts on it. But obviously, been a little busy. JM Georgie, member for 7 months. Good morning, Ryan and Jay. Hail chat.
Hey, what's up, MJ? Sorry I didn't do the early morning. I just needed I need a weekend to recoup.
Quentin Edwards for 199. Ryan, thoughts on Uncle T and his Lord of the Rings and Sweeney takes? Yeah, Uncle T was live streaming and ambushed me and asked me about Sydney Sweeney. I'm like, yeah, she's fucking hot. He's like, she's mid. And I'm like, bro, like, I do not think that Sydney Sweeney is the most gorgeous, beautiful girl who's ever fucking existed, right? I'm not sitting there and saying that, but I feel like we use the word mid far too often when describing women who, if they walk through the door, you would immediately want them to sit on your face. But there's just like there's this tendency for some feel, really mid, really mid. Yeah, right. Sydney Sweeney fucking walks in, pulls her fucking tits out. Sorry, you're too mid for me, ma'am. Bullshit. I had kind of over it.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
And then he completely any argument he was making about Sydney Sweeney, he also said, well, that he didn't like Lord of the Rings. So once he said that, like, all opinions discarded.
Yeah, you just lump them up in a certain section.
Dark Side Caster for 5. Good morning. Happy Good Friday, Easter weekend. Thank you guys for the awesome content. Well,
you're welcome. Today's show is going to be a fun one, but appreciate it.
Yeah, today's show, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Tobias Nexus for 10. I think I have the curse of the record button with competitive games. Streamed Wild Assault last night. Won only 2 games. Got wrecked hard a couple times. Hope everyone had fun at the meetup. Thanks, Tobias. I had fun. Got to see a lot of people.
It's got a couple more days left in there.
Empty-headed. Hail. I've been listening to high-pitched ringing for the last 2 hours straight due to the company I work for testing the fire alarm. I now know how Ryan feels listening to stupid people. Also, I agree with Jay.
Hashtag Jay is back just for today. It's the medicine.
That sounds brutal. The fucking fire alarm testing for 2 hours, empty-headed. Mike Steele. Good morning, you magnificent bastards. Great to see you, Ryan. Jay, don't miss the next one. Bro.
Yeah.
Jay, everybody was like, where's Jay? Where's Jeremy? Where's Jay? Where's Jeremy? I was like, I don't fucking know. Stop asking me. They're not here. Deal with it.
I know you're making me feel good. It's probably just one person.
It was more than one.
It was Easter. My thing was, I was supposed to leave today to go see my mom for Easter. We were supposed to like, do family stuff, but I can't go.
Yeah,
So
you weren't
I
planning
probably
on being
wouldn't have made
sick.
Vegas either way because I had plans to go be the good son and go see mom and dad. They haven't gotten to that place in life where they want to move to Florida, like a lot of seniors do. But
Like
oh
all
well,
old people.
yeah,
Maybe someday, Jay.
maybe, who
But
knows?
but yeah, a lot of people were like, hoping to see Jeremy there, hoping to see you there, but
That's nice.
they got stuck with me instead. So
That's
is
nice.
Stephen DeLeon, who was there, says shout out West Texas. What's up, Stephen DeLeon?
Oh, you got to meet him?
Yeah.
Does he look
Plays
like his avatar?
no, I mean, no, he does not look like his avatar.
Doesn't
No,
look like Doc Holliday.
no, he doesn't. But he was there. A lot of good people there. Jet last night was absolutely
Hey,
amazing. Thanks, Jet. Glad to see you there. Darth Maul's lower half for €5. Star Wars Celebration, day one stream private. The live chat full of anti-woke Disney KK spammers. It was impressive. A new show with my upper half. Resurrection again. Well, since you brought it up, that is one of the things that got announced. You know what we haven't had enough of in Star Wars? We haven't had enough fucking Darth Maul storylines. My God. I don't know why people still want to see more of this, that they've just completely like I get it. I get that people wanted more Maul after episode 1, and I get some people like enjoyed the fact that they broke Star Wars and they brought him back from the dead. It was a terrible, stupid fucking decision, and now he's just like so important in all these fucking things, right? To the point where it truly doesn't make any sense. Well,
no.
guess what? We're getting another one. We're getting another Maul animated series. In Star Wars, Maul Shadow Lord. Wow, weird. Shadow Hunter. That was a book that got released in, I don't know, fucking 2000 or 1999 or something. The former Sith Lord returns. And yeah,
Wow.
our first look at the upcoming Disney Plus series, Maul Shadow Lord. Look, I am very well aware a lot of people love Sam Witwer's portrayal of Darth Maul, that a lot of people love any little bit they get of Maul. It went on and got stretched out way too fucking far. And you're telling me by the end of this thing, like by the end of Clone Wars, not only does he, pop back up in Rebels, like all this fucking stupid shit, but by the end of Clone Wars, Darth Maul has effectively taken control of the planet of Mandalore with a bunch of fucking warriors at his disposal. And that is taking place at the same time as Revenge of the Sith is happening. Yet nobody mentions that Ahsoka Tano, a former Jedi Padawan, is leading half a battalion of fucking clone troopers to try to take over a planet full of Mandalorians that's led by a rogue Sith Lord. That wasn't worth mentioning in Revenge of the Sith, right? Because it didn't actually happen. But that's how we see in the final season of Clone Wars.
As much as I
go ahead.
loved Darth Maul in the prequels, the thought of him coming back was like, it was exciting, but then it's like, once we go down this road that someone can be cut in half and their story is done, once we go down this road because people think this character is amazing and it's cool and all that, once we go down this road, it's like all bets are off for anybody or anyone who dies. And we've seen that now. Somehow Palpatine's returned. It's like they just will constantly bring back people that should have stayed dead. I mean, that's the thing. Next up is Luke Skywalker. We're ready for the somehow Luke has figured out to step back out of the Force and come back in human form. That's what's going to be next. They're going to run out of ideas. They don't know what else to do. Hey, everybody likes Darth Maul. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I think some of it would have worked maybe if they decided to go like and just did a couple stories from him, like while he was training under Sidious, maybe sent him on some missions and stuff before the Phantom Menace.
Look,
to help with his training and all that stuff, like in Darth Plagueis.
That's what existed, right? Darth Maul Shadow Hunter, takes place, right before in the lead up to the events of, Phantom Menace. That was a book that came out, like I said, 99, 2000, 2001, somewhere in that era, right? And that's what you had. Maul was never supposed to be this character that got this much play and that, survived death after being cut in half. Motherfucker can't even shit because he's got no fucking asshole, yet he lived for 10 years. And it is what it is. But he's been back. We've seen him in so many fucking different storylines. And now, yet again, we need an entire animated series about this period of time because that's all we can do is use
Obi-Wan
these
had
characters.
to kill him again. Didn't Obi-Wan kill him again on Tatooine as old man Obi-Wan?
In Rebels. And listen, there's a lot of people, some Rebels fans that love that, but we need more Maul from between the Clone Wars and Rebels. A new animated series been announced. A first trailer was shown. It depicts Maul as he navigates life between the events of Clone Wars and Rebels. The plot seems to focus on Maul training a new Padawan after having a vision she can help him seek revenge. Oh, I wonder if it's going to go well for Maul or not. I wonder if he's going to succeed this time. The trailer shows Maul fight Marok, who says, "So it's true, you live."
They trying to make lemonade out of nothing, out of rocks.
Hardcore people are gonna love fucking that Sam Witwer's back and all shit. But I have no fucking fucks. I've seen too much Maul. There's been too much Maul, but now we get more.
Which also proves that Disney aren't creative enough to create another awesome bad guy that people want to see more of. They got to keep dipping back to the Lucas era to create shows because they got nothing. Why don't they do Kylo Ren, man? Why don't they do some Kylo Ren stuff? That's their creation. Maybe people want to see that. They could do an animation Kylo Ren series, right? If they really wanted to. I guess not. Guess he's not popular enough.
Alex McCarthy. We got more stuff. We got Mando Grogu, Ryan Gosling, Starfighter. We got that stuff to talk about. So we will. Alex McCarthy for 2. It's Friday. Enter code RK Outpost or Drunk 3PO.
Get that new Meta PC.
Gotta do it. Or use code 199. Use the link in the description below. Or any one of those fancy codes we got right there. Basket City, Mando and Grogu, trash. You guys know how I feel about fucking Mandalorian as a show. So, Fido, Canadian 5. Any news on the Sinners movie? Part of me hopes it's good. I haven't heard too much other than just generic reactions that you can hear from anywhere. I've heard people say it's really good, but I haven't heard anybody that I normally, would listen to or hear talk about it. But I mean, Haley Steinfeld, Michael B. Jordan. We'll see. I'd like for it to be good too. Demi Moore's tapeworm for 199. People that have Downs have an extra chromosome. There you go. Well, she looks like she's missing one, not like she has an extra one. Cody J. Braun, voice actor, Vader Episode 2. Trailers are dropped. Nice. Carl Anderson for 2. Does anyone even care about new Star Wars show?
I'm sure some people do. Look, some people like to see the slow motion train wreck. Some people like to see how worse can it possibly get, like we did with the Acolyte. Could it get any worse?
I can guarantee you that while I was sitting there ranting about Maul, there was probably even some people in the chat. I wasn't watching when it happened, but there's going to be people that would watch me say that and get fucking furiously mad because they love the Clone Wars and they love Rebels and they love everything that Dave Filoni touches with his little fucking 2-inch cock, right? So there are like very hardcore fans of that shit. So there's some people that you could announce that they're bringing Maul, like they're going to bring Maul back again, and then Maul's going to come back to life again for something, and that Sam Witwer's going to voice act him, and it's going to be about Darth Maul fucking, desperate to get in contact with Obi-Wan's Force spirit because he wants to seek revenge on Obi-Wan's spirit or something. And they'd be like, this is what we've always wanted. Like, there's going to be dumb shit like that. So you never know. Demi Moore's tapeworm for 5. Quite honestly, Ryan's the only one amongst us that can insult Bella. So Angry Joe can shut the fuck up. Ryan could call out his own people. Yes, that's right. Demi Moore's tapeworm. Just in. In the new HBO TV series, Harry Potter TV series, Snape will change his name to Toby.
Maybe.
Well, so Snape's father's name is actually Tobias. Like Severus Snape's father's name is Tobias. And his mother's name is Eileen Prince. Vloggy Panicking. Ryan, where do you stand with God? Happy Holy Week. Look, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. So normally I would not want to be in Sin City on Easter. But you know, that's the way it is. We'll see what I can. What?
No, keep going. Happy Holy Week.
Yeah, it's a Happy Holy Week. I normally would not want to be in Las Vegas on Easter Sunday, but you know, that's kind of the way this meetup one worked. But I'll be back on Easter proper. So,
man, this is one of the people that worked on the Maul show. This is Scott. He's 32, artist at Lucasfilm. There he is. He's telling everyone, I hope you enjoy me and my team's work on this. It's been a blast. Works for Lucasfilm. So if you're excited, go tell Scott how excited you are. He might respond to you.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll recommend that, but thanks for all your hard work, Scott.
Thank you.
You look like a proper Lucasfilm employee. Barking. Whoever said Sydney's mid better have Leonardo DiCaprio's dating record. Say what you will, he still gets booty on how he looked in Titanic. Yeah, dude. Fucking like Leonardo DiCaprio, man, just fucking trades them in for a new model as soon as they hit 25.
Yeah.
Shlomi Liner. Can you activate her too? We'll see. We got a bunch of stuff on tap.
So hey, shout out Theory for dropping it during Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, there we go.
That's funny.
Jonas J. Campbell for 5. Drop the price.
Oh yeah, Switch 2 is now like I guess they reopened the pre-orders. They moved it to, is it the 24th? April 24th, I believe. You can now pre-order the Switch 2. Let me double check on that, but I believe that's
April 24th. They officially announced it, I think, this morning. Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders for US is going to be April 24th. Price remains unchanged.
Yeah, prices stay the same.
Yeah. So, but thank you, Jonas. And then he says, "Oops, wrong live stream."
Yeah.
Wrong live stream. Wild Man for 2. Looking good today, Ryan. Thanks, Wild Man. You're looking good too, PS1 Hagrid. Jesus De Villa. Give some membership. Thank you, Jesus. Dethu Death Doom for 20. Ryan. Disney doesn't care for lore. Thank you, Dethu Death Doom. I know. Sideways Stand for 2. I did enjoy the Rebel scene with Obi-Wan and Maul.
Appreciate your honesty.
Look, here's what I
only saw it on YouTube, so I didn't even watch the show.
Look, here's what I don't like about it. I think you can say a lot of things about that. It's like in terms of, oh, it's interesting from the perspective of, you know, the story they've been telling, what Maul's been through, Obi-Wan's there to protect Luke, you know, all this stuff that's happening. However, all of this stuff, with all that Obi-Wan does and how many times Obi-Wan fights Maul throughout Clone Wars and ultimately their fucking matchup in Rebels and all this, do you understand how pointless the scene in Phantom Menace is? Right? In the actual fucking movie, how pointless that is now. Like completely and totally fucking pointless. Because despite the fact that Obi-Wan, you know, overcame that and was able to surprise him and catch him off guard and fucking slice him in half and he falls kilometers down a shaft, he happened to land in a fucking garbage pile, get transported to a garbage fucking planet, live for 10 more years just to come back and fight Obi-Wan again and again and again. And that is one of the things I do not like about it. And I have never liked about it. I desperately tried to like the Clone Wars TV series when it was coming out, right? Season 1, season 2, season 3. I didn't like it, but I was, you know, trying to stay invested and like, I don't like a lot of the way this is going, but okay. Why are they so clearly doing a bunch of shit that doesn't make any sense? Whatever. Kid show. Okay. Maul was like the tipping point for me when they did that. And that was a George idea, right? And I think it was a terrible one, in fact, because it again, if Maul can still live after everything we saw, and you can retroactively bring him back, what the fuck does dying even mean? Period.
That's what I'm saying. Like once you go down that road, it's just that line from The Last Jedi. No one's ever really gone. That's it. That's Star Wars for you. Why get invested in a character? Why have a shock and awe moment that someone's not going to be around anymore? Why have it?
And just like going back to Phantom Menace, let's go back to this, Duel of the Fates. When Maul stabs Qui-Gon through the stomach, kills him, and then gets cut in half and falls down a shaft. Well, Maul's not dead somehow. Qui-Gon did die, but how many motherfuckers have we seen get stabbed exactly like Qui-Gon Jinn over the past couple years of Disney Star Wars? And how many people we've seen come back to fucking life even in some of these things? Fennec Shan, whatever, dude.
Agreed.
Accident Seller. Maul was cut in two so Pisney can attach a female lower body to him in the series and call him Rumal. God. Aren't lightsabers hot enough to cauterize the wounds as they slice through? Theoretically, you could survive if you got medical attention fast enough. Certainly. Yeah. It all depends on where you got stabbed, though, right? If I fucking stab you, and it immediately disintegrates parts of your fucking internal organs and severs your spinal column, you're gonna fucking die. So it does depend, right? If I get fucking stabbed up here or something, yeah, sure. Sure.
Doesn't matter though. That's the thing. It just doesn't matter.
Boba Fett for 5. They tried to create new bad guys, Balin, Kylo, Kymer, but they screwed up the heroes. Chimere.
I mean, Balin. No one knows anything about Balin. They could have done that series. His fall from grace. Anyway.
I'm going to need a good smoke to deal with all these moronic announcements. Apathy is death. Well, let's get to what we heard yesterday about the first Star Wars movie that's going to be released in theaters in 7 years when it finally sees the light of day, and that is The Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, Jay, I wish I could show you a trailer, but I can't. The one you tweeted out,
I know,
obviously.
It just got taken down.
Yeah, and this is kind of the standard. This is not really a surprise. The things they do at Star Wars Celebration, they're meant to be exclusive for the people that are paying to go to Star Wars Celebration. Now, I have seen it. I've had it sent to me, luckily. The trailer is out there. There's a couple of people that might be passing around, but if you post it or if you react to it on YouTube, you're probably going to get nuked.
I did send you a synopsis tweet that had the... Yeah, there it is.
This tweet. I listened. I read your DMs, Jay. Come on. Even though
I'm just saying, I know you were having a great time. I wish I was there hanging out with you. I think it would have been awesome. But, I didn't know. Yes. You might not have had time. I just thought I'd dump it in there. So,
look, the Mando and Grogu movie, they're leaning heavily. Baby Yoda's never going to grow up, bro. No. They are leaning heavy into the Baby Yoda cuteness aspect. Look at how funny look at Baby Yoda, he's swimming. Look at Baby Yoda, he's trying to steal the food. Look at Baby Yoda, he's eating popcorn. That was the last half of the trailer was that. But a trailer for Mandalorian and Grogu shown at Celebration. Footage description below. Sigourney Weaver hires Din Djarin for a job. Din takes down a ton of snowtroopers in a one-take sequence inside an AT-AT. They blow up an AT-AT on the side of a mountain on a snowy planet. Grogu swims and uses the Force to destroy a mouse droid. The end of the trailer features a first look at Rada the Hutt with arms raised in a gladiatorial arena. And yes, Rada the Hutt, I can't believe they're bringing Rada the Hutt back, and this was the first look we got at him. He's like a gladiator. So yes, they're bringing Rada the Hutt back. Look, I think that Mandalorian season 1 was a slightly below average production as a whole. I thought Mando season 2 was a joke. and was held together by cameos and people getting excited over seeing this character and this character and this character and this character. And I thought the writing was piss poor. I thought the Luke Skywalker appearance on the end was so ham-fisted and key jangling and was so meaningless, and obviously was very meaningless because it didn't matter after, a year later. And Mando season 3 was the result of the same level of writing that existed in season 2, but without the cameos to hold it up. Instead of your cameos being Ahsoka and Boba Fett and Bo-Katan and all these characters, your cameos were Lizzo and Jack fucking Black. Although obviously Bo-Katan was a big part of it, but we'd already seen her before, so it wasn't exciting for people to see that. And I don't think I'm going to like Mandalorian and Grogu because I don't like Mandalorian as a series, but it does seem very much to be reflective of what we've seen in the series so far. I'm wholeheartedly convinced that this was a plan for season 4 that they reassembled into a movie. Listen, the people that are Star Wars Celebration, they freaking loved it. If people love watching cute Baby Yoda, they're probably going to love it. But what did you think of the trailer?
So I'm going to show this, if you don't mind. People are like, it's a jacked. Let me remove that. Let me add this. So this is Rhoda in the comic book series, the graphic novel series. Very muscular Hutt, kind of dumb looking. This was also the same Hutt, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that was in the 2006 Clone Wars movie. That Ahsoka, that was the whole mission, was to
Stinky.
Yeah, to get the baby Hutt back to its parents.
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing in 2006. Now, in the teaser trailer, the rumors that we got earlier on was that it's basically the same film. That Sigourney Weaver's character hires Mando to go and get this Hutt, which is now bigger and I guess fighting in arenas, which is gonna look freaking weird as a Hutt fighting in some kind of gladiator arena. Before Embo, I think that's his name. The other bounty hunter gets to him first. Now, in the teaser trailer that was taken down off my Twitter, I'm sure they're going to release it any day now. Mando gets the hallway scene that every freaking character is getting now in Star Wars. It seems like it's a must to put in these movies that they get like a hallway scene. So he's in the hallway fighting stormtroopers in an AT-AT. So if that's going to be the storyline where Mando gets a contract, bring this Hutt back to protect him from another bounty hunter, it's basically the same story as the 2006 Clone Wars film where we first saw James Arnold Taylor voice Obi-Wan and all that. Our first glimpse of Ahsoka Tano.
Which, by the way, that movie's fucking trash, for the record.
But that was the scene this scene was the very end of the teaser trailer of like the jacked up Hutt and like some kind of and Grogu was eating popcorn, watching. So that's why I'm saying, man, I don't think this movie's gonna do well financially. It just doesn't have the, whatever. So Jay's typos, that I have typos, probably. I did it late at night. Yeah, I don't see this movie doing well at all. So it is what it is. There's no interest. Are you frozen? Did I lose Ryan here?
Am I back? Am I back?
Oh, I was about to say, like, what? Usually you're not quite that long. So, Jay, that's not wrote in the comics. Where is that from then? Where's that from?
I've never seen that comic panel that you showed me necessarily.
Here's another image. Here's another image. Like right there. So, okay, well, there you go. Tell me where that's from then. I need to know. I don't buy Star Wars comics. I was just looking at oh my gosh, Ryan, what is going on here with you? Is it me or Ryan, chat? Is it me or Ryan? Dude. Is he alive? What's happening? Well, yeah. So apparently, in the story of Roto, and somebody, yeah, you guys could tell me while Ryan's making his way back.
I think I'm
He gets
here.
jacked because he doesn't want to be kidnapped again. So he learns to fight and all that. That's the story that I pretty much understand.
Yeah, I've
I
never
did
seen
not
that specific panel that you showed before, but yeah. So I don't know what you were talking about while I was gone. My fucking internet's all janky. Because
Everybody was agreeing with you, that's for sure. I was just pulling up like screenshots, and they were saying like Jabba the Hutt's son Rhoda will be a gladiator with massive biceps in the Mandalorian. Grogu, played by Jeremy Allen White. So there's that.
exciting. Mando and Grogu.
And you're right, it's not exciting. And did you see what Pedro Pascal was wearing at the
I think you sent me a fucking picture of it or something. Let's see if I can find it.
I thought I did.
When he reunited with Grogu, that's the one you're talking about? Oh, yeah, here it is. Star Wars tweeted this out.
Oh, yeah. You need me to pull it, or?
I got it. As long as my fucking retarded internet holds up. Right here, the Mandalorian and Grogu's Pedro Pascal reunites with Grogu.
He was wearing jeans that he was wearing cutoffs with big boots.
It's a real Grogu here in Tokyo. Back again, yeah.
You
certainly dressed to impress. Good old
also,
Pedro
last
Pascal.
night when they brought out they brought out Hayden Christensen just to promote the Revenge of the Sith film. They gave him a shirt gun, and
did it not work?
The audio was all jacked up, so he's getting ready to shoot it, and it just. They tried to help him a million times. He's just waving at people like, I'm done.
Look, there are some things I wish that I could be as excited as some of these people are for Disney Star Wars. I think Disney Star Wars overall has been a fucking complete nightmare and a bastardization and disgusting and fucking awful and trash. I wish that I could be as excited as some of those people are. There are little things that I can look at, say, Hayden Christensen being back. I thought how they used him in Obi-Wan in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series was fucking nightmarish. I think his appearance in the Ahsoka series, to just make Ahsoka this most important person in the world, use the world between worlds, was fucking retarded. And I know a lot of people clapped about it because they see a fucking lightsaber and oh my god, it's Hayden. I thought it was stupid and terrible. I can say that while still at the same time feel very happy for Hayden Christensen. Who it seems like he was very excited to be back and part of Star Wars and be in front of fans and that are applauding him and stuff. I do feel like good for him, like from that perspective. And it's cool to see him being embraced so much by fans. So there are little things like that I can look at and be like, you know what? That's freaking cool.
Well said. He was hated there for a while by a lot of people.
I don't think. Look, I think there was a lot of people in the media that hated
the way he portrayed Anakin. Probably the media, yeah.
I think a lot. Like there were some OT fans that hated the prequels. There's no doubt. But I think a lot of the like real hate obviously came from the media for the most part. But yeah, it's good to see that stuff is good to see. So
they were also sharing this picture of Sigourney Weaver. She was apparently she's going to be in some kind of pilot uniform in the Mando film. And the big draw is for the theme parks is that these little droids are going to they're going to be a permanent addition to Disneyland.
But that's
Galaxy's
all this
Edge.
Fucking Mandalorian shit is, man. When they got the little Babu Fricks running around all the time, like it's just these little fucking memes. They're gonna have all these BD droids because people think they're really cute. That's the scheme, man. You put that on top of Baby Yoda.
They're gonna hope that, because Baby Yoda sold so well. There's no denying it. I think they're going to hope that these droids sell just as well when they start. There were signs at Galaxy's Edge, like saying they're gonna they might even put these on a pre-order kind of thing. And then again, like I said earlier, they are changing the ride, the Smuggler's Run ride to feature Mando and Grogu. Sorry, medicine's kicking in. Mando and Grogu. And
yeah, that's why you mispronounced something. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that time I knew. It's like, yeah, I got it. So we'll see what happens. I still think, again, my prediction could be wrong. I still think the original trilogy boys and girls are going to make an appearance somehow. Han, Luke, and Leia. Somehow in this film, they're going to show up.
Look,
And
like I said,
that will be the draw for possible. That's what they think will be the draw for the older fans. They're like, hey, we're going to respect these characters that you feel like they were disrespected.
Look, I've been saying it for years. I think that's undeniable. Now, I've always felt that real big reunion thing will be in like Dave Filoni's big culmination movie, but they certainly could throw him into this one too. You know. Jay Frazier for 20 pounds. Hail G&G. Jay, did you know there's a documentary from your favorite hotel on Kickstarter? Look up Halcyon Days, the final voyages of the Galactic Starcruiser. Perhaps you could be interviewed as an expert or back it for a good laugh.
Excuse me. I did an entire video for that on my channel that nobody cared to watch because I think that ship has sailed. All the Starcruiser. I watched the teaser trailer. It's on my channel. These group of fans. And the one thing I will take away from all of that is that the people in that documentary about the Halcyon, Aaron said I watched it. Thank you, Aaron. The people that are in that documentary that are speaking highly of the Halcyon, they all say the same thing. They all say, I'm not really a Star Wars fan, but I found this so much fun. They were looking to pay $6,000 to escape from their own personal hell reality. And that's it. It had nothing to do with Star Wars. It had everything to do with them being able to dress up like weird creatures and have people call them by their weird creature name. That was the whole Kickstarter. So they're trying to raise like $50,000 to finish the documentary. Floyd said he watched it. Man, I love you, Floyd. You know that. And so it's such a weird take that these groups of people, they came together and like, we saw that the one video that says the failure of Starcruiser did like 20 million views that it was like a 4-hour video that I reacted to. They're saying, no, it was a great thing. And these people, it's crazy. They went back to this hotel like every month for a year. They were paying all this money to go back because they felt like that's the only way that their inner character was seen for the rest of the world. It's very bizarre. But again, they could have made that hotel about anything. Marvel, Disney stuff, whatever, as long as these specific people got to change their own reality, that's all they were looking for. Because in the video, they're all like, yeah, I wasn't really the biggest Star Wars fan, but I kind of liked the fact that I didn't have to be myself for 2 days. So they were just looking for a LARPing experience, which I'm sure they could have found something a little cheaper. But hey, man, whatever toots your horn, you know?
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, it's very. I wonder if they raised the money. I did put the link in the video. My video. I was like, if you want to see for yourself and see if they raised this money to get this documentary done, I was like, that's it's pretty crazy. But again, like that's what I'm saying. The Starcruiser Hotel did not appeal to Star Wars fans. It appealed to people that feel like they're living in a hell in their own skin and they wanted an escape. That's why it failed, because Star Wars fans like did not go to that hotel. It'd still be open today. So anyway, that's it.
Adez, it was great to meet the whole group of you guys. What's up, Adez? Good to meet you last night, man, for sure.
Hey, nice photo.
David Smart for 5. Ryan, our liver is going to take a whooping this weekend. Yeah, I haven't really drank too much recently, so yeah, it's kicking me in the ass. B Barrett for 2. If the this is over on Rumble, if the Blue Origin crew could be in space for 10 minutes and be considered astronauts, then by that logic, Jeremy is a proctologist.
That's pretty good.
That is really good. Gamer Crusader for 5. I know another plot that remains true. Christ is king and died for our sins. God bless you guys. Let's retake nerddom for Christ. Gamer Crusader everywhere. Well, thank you, Gamer Crusader. And yes, happy Good Friday. Derek PG Beller for 1. It makes no sense to have Qui-Gon die from being pierced and Maul survive being cut in half, and then the 10 other people who got pierced with the saber and survived, since it makes it even worse. That's what I mean when you do all these things and people are like, I don't care. I'm just glad to have Maul back. He's such an interesting character. You don't understand the ramifications of that. You don't understand. You just like being distracted by shiny shit. And you're too dumb to understand the ramifications of what doing that can do to a story. But I've been surrounded by idiots my entire life. So
you have to work with one every day.
Exactly. It's just something I got to deal with, you know, it's part of life. Jared Armstrong, Ryan, is there more traffic in Vegas with WrestleMania in town? Well, yeah, I'm at Mandalay Bay, so it's like right across from Allegiant. So the stadium that they're doing WrestleMania in. So I think there's a lot of people here that are staying for that. But honestly, look, Vegas is always crazy. There's always
something going on, isn't there?
Whether it's a UFC fight, like there's always something, a big, massive concert. There's always something going on. So, you know, it's tough for me to tell. There's a lot of construction right now that's making traffic kind of shitty, but that's not just because of WrestleMania, though. Default, gotta say, Mandalorian Grogu is such an awful film title. Yet another example of how uninspired and dull the creatives are there at Lucasfilm.
I agree.
Well, what about Star Wars Starfighter?
What about what? Jay? Honestly, that might be the best Star Wars movie we get since Disney has taken over. I hate to be that guy. But it's.
I agree with you.
What?
I agree with you because look. All right, so let's get into this. We did get updates on some things that are still in production, everyone. Simon Kinberg's trilogy is an ongoing development. Taika Waititi, James Mangold, and Sharmino Bay-Genoy's Rey film. Man, we didn't hear 2 years ago at Disney Star Wars Celebration, Rey gets brought out there. Man, that thing is still stalled out, isn't it? But apparently still in development. There's one thing that's actually moving forward other than Mandalorian and Grogu, and that is Ryan Gosling and Shawn Levy's Star Wars movie. Ryan Gosling's Star Wars movie Starfighter announced at Star Wars Celebration 2025 in Tokyo with Shawn Levy directing. Now, I talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but Shawn Levy just coming off of Deadpool and Wolverine, which I don't think that was a particularly great movie. I think it was very entertaining and very fun and gave a lot of fans something that they wanted, and they love to laugh. They like seeing all these characters. Massive success, obviously. Shawn Levy also works on Stranger Things. Stranger Things has been massively successful. Now, a common thread between both of those is they both those series kind of pull on nostalgia for different reasons. But Shawn Levy seemed pretty serious when he announced that he was going to be doing a Star Wars movie, and he even made an announcement. He's like, hey, we just want you guys to know this is not another Star Wars movie that's in development. We are making this and we're going into pre-production this fall or whatever. So he like very much made a point to say, we're actually making this.
He also said, may the fans be with us.
Yes. And like, look, I like Ryan Gosling. I've enjoyed some stuff that Shawn Levy's done. I'm not saying, oh my God, I can't wait for Star Wars Starfighter. However, if you're one of those people that want to look for something, hey, you know what? Maybe that might be good. Maybe this is that movie. You know, a movie that's set 5 years after Rise of Skywalker, but is being proclaimed that it's not a sequel, it's not a prequel, it's kind of its own standalone thing. I would love it if they avoided the desire to bring in sequel trilogy characters for like pointless dumb shit. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but here are the details that we got. A standalone film taking place a few years after the events of Rise of Skywalker. I believe 5 years is what it was said. Features a collection of whole new characters, has a story with so much heart and adventure. Releasing May 28th, 2027. Now, that is going to be, let me think, that's 50 years, right? That's the same week. That's basically the 50-year anniversary, right? Of, you know, when A New Hope came out, you know, May 25th, and May 25th, 1977. So it's going to be the 50-year weekend anniversary of when that's projected to release about 2 years from now. And it's in pre-production now, and it's actually supposedly going into production. We'll see. We've seen a lot of Star Wars projects fall apart, but I don't know if there's anything that I could look at and be like, hey, I'm interested to see how that turns out. Probably this movie. I give no fucks about the Rey movie. I give no fucks about Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie. I give no fucks about fat, feminist, Muslim Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy's movie about fucking feminism with Rey, and I don't care. Shawn Levy, Ryan Gosling, standalone Star Wars movie, color me intrigued. No faith that it's going to be any good, but it's not something that I would just immediately dismiss like so many other announcements.
That's the thing. It's like, if it doesn't mess with anything, yeah, like you said, like some side story, it could be one of the better productions we've seen. I don't know. Color me intrigued as well. Color me intrigued as well. That's all we got, though.
Yeah,
that's all we got.
I'm a Ryan Gosling fan, so I like him in a lot of shit.
He was great in Barbie, I heard.
He's just Ken.
Oh, he's just Ken. He was Knuff, right?
He was Knuff. Yes.
Will he be Knuff to save Star Wars?
I don't think this is a saving Star Wars type of movie, but maybe it could be.
Could you imagine? Like, what's crazy is if that movie does come out, it's 3 years away, right? And so, and it does better than all the other stuff that they make. You wonder if the powers that be are like, maybe we should have thought about this more often. But what Disney will do, if that movie is successful, they'll make a Disney Plus series spinoff and totally wreck it like they do everything else because they don't know what else to do. That's what will happen. That's what will happen.
David Smart, my first hangover of the week sucks, but my liberal wife bitching about tariffs makes it worse. Sorry about your liberal wife. Old timer. Hey, Ryan, I see you went with the same lighting as they did in No White. Hope you guys are doing well. The same lighting as in Snow White. I don't know. Maybe. Thank you, old timer. Gerald Armstrong for 2. Star Wars Celebration since 199. Yeah, I was last Star Wars Celebration. I made fun of that retard. I should have said Star Wars Celebration cringe, but. Tommy Campari hated the Mortis episode of Clone Wars, hated what it said about the Force. The light daughter, dark side son was also dumb. The father, is he God? What? I like the Force just being the Force. Well, don't worry. You're going to get more of World Between Worlds and Mortis in Ahsoka Season 2. Confirmed by Dave Filoni. Shillabration. Day 1 was cringe and it never stopped. Also, do you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagiarist, the wise? Yeah, the guy who did not know how to pronounce Plagueis, and he was saying like Plagius or something. My God. Raging Rhino tweet, Maul series, George Lucas sequel, doesn't know what the sequels are actually NJO. Thank you, SWA. I didn't sit there and watch a live stream, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of clips that are coming out from people, but it's a little busy. I was meeting fans and hanging out with people while it was happening.
That's awesome.
Ruben Christopher Haynes. So it's confirmed that Lizzo's playing Rada the Hutt.
Maybe.
Maximus BT, are you retarded? Thank you, Maximus. Charlie Thompson, hail. Good Friday morning, Ryan. Saw Where for Money in an empty theater. Was locked in right away. Try to see it. It's how movie stories should be told.
That's awesome.
I was very intrigued by the initial trailer, especially once I realized it was kind of in real time type of action. And I will go when I get an opportunity. For sure. Clyde Dashing, lost my luggage to borrow clothes. Pedro. SWA for 5. Ryan, did you ever check out the Old Republic Encyclopedia? It's dope. I don't know if I specifically have an Old Republic encyclopedia. I mean, I have a shit ton of fucking, obviously other, source books and things like that. But I don't know if I have an Old Republic one specifically, but I'm sure it is cool. D's Webos, Sigourney Weaver, bossing Mando. Can't wait. Well, she's like hiring him for a job type of thing. Is what it seems. But yes, Sigourney Weaver. Default for 2. Tartakovsky is the only real Clone Wars. It's my favorite version. It actually fits with the fucking storyline. Raiden Roach for 2. It had an 80s like beer joint dance floor. Jay's half Asian son, Dad, I hope you feel better.
Doing my best. I had some Mucinex that's just like getting gross stuff out of my system.
Mike Spilligan for 2. Vader 2 teaser dropped. Hell yeah, go check it out.
Check it out.
Joe C for 2. Ryan will give Vanessa Kirby something for her birthday. I would bend her over and show her the 50 states. You know what I mean? The Invisible Woman. Paul S for 5. Some physics to consider. A lightsaber can't cauterize. Unlike metal, if stabbed into somebody, it stays heated, boiling water in cells until they explode. Well, look, lightsabers do cauterize wounds. However, you're right. If it goes in like, right, if I fucking swipe off your arm, we obviously things change, right? It does cauterize your fucking wounds. But you're right. If it's staying in something when it's that heated, it is going to continue to do damage for as long as it's inserted in it. Like, it's not just going to go and immediately cauterize everything. When it's removed, sure, but it's going to continue to damage shit as long as the lightsaber is in your fucking stomach. But this is Star Wars physics, so. Bert, Ryan, you said you missed the Google Next Cloud Conference attendees by a week this year. They were in Mandalay Bay in full force last week. I didn't even know that.
I don't think he's that sad.
David Smart, thoughts on last Daredevil episode? I hated it. I don't know if I could say I hated the last episode because nothing fucking happened, bro. Like.
Did you get to see it?
Yeah, I watched it, and it's just like, bro, the whole thing's just a setup for the next season. Whole thing's just a setup for the next season. But it is what it is. All right, guys, we're all caught up. I have a wedding. I have to go shower and get ready for a fucking
go do your thing, man.
That Gary's gonna officiate, and then we're doing FNT. So, Jay, what do you got going on?
I'm just gonna go back to bed. That's it. It's my life.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, guys. Everybody showed up in Vegas. Again, you guys are awesome. I will talk to all of y'all motherfuckers later. Bye, everybody. Bye.